Discussion of methods to fill future board appointments. And there was a list of them in your packet, people that were willing to serve. Is there any suggestions or discussion or people that you'd like to ask? Adam, would you like to talk about it?
One of the things that was brought to my attention was the fact that in the next few years we're going to be required to meet some gender basis on our appointed boards. It's now required by state law, and I believe it's 2012 is when the ordinance requires you past that point to be moving towards a gender basis requirement. We of course have always had the practice of asking those individuals who currently serve on the boards if they want to continue to serve on the boards. And usually we reappoint them, and usually the only time we look for someone new is if they tell us that they don't wish to continue to serve. That's one thing that's an element that which need to be taken into consideration. A second thing that was brought up was the possibility of us going out and advertising for positions rather than just refilling them with previous appointed individuals. That way we can start moving towards recognizing new individuals that are interested in possibly either serving now or in the future for different boards. So with that discussion coming up, I wanted to give you a list, of course. So this is every appointed board position where we have a current person that's up. You'll see the name of the board, the term of years for that particular position, the individual, and if they have communicated to me that they are interested in continuing to serve, I have put that on the list. You might also have noticed that in your memo, if you go to the last page of your memo under E, where I have a discussion of this issue, you notice that there was a list of how they break out. For instance, you see under Fine Arts, it's currently 4 women and 1 man sitting on the board. So you can see what boards have a strong slant one way or the other way. There's 3 boards in particular that there's not an issue with even at this time. And that's the P&Z board, the housing board, and the trees board. They all have within 1 mix, which within 1 is what the state code actually says you need to be within. All the others would be far enough out of whack that if 2012 was today, we would not be consistent with the new rule.
So what happens if you need men or women on a board and you can't find anybody interested in doing it? Well, it's hard enough to find people to fill these boards.
I know what you mean, and I will tell you the League of Cities was not crazy about this new state code. To tell you what will happen and what is going to happen is a little hard, because this is one of those things that they're saying it's not due yet, it's due in the future, but yet there's not going to be anyone to challenge it right now because it technically would be a moot issue in a courtroom because the law isn't enacted yet. It's what they refer to as a sunrise law. It will go active after 2012.
Well, I'd like to see us put it like a deal in the paper and a newsletter saying
We've done that in the past.
these are our boards. As you want to get involved with the city and all that, come in and put your name. May not be appointed this time, but there's, I know the city decor does that every year. Them and the county do a joint one. They list all the boards and they put your name into the hat, and then sometime it'll get right away, and sometimes it'll be 3 or 4 months later somebody resign and they got a list right there and they can draw off of it.
I know we've had problems in the past where
we've had that in the paper and nobody.
We had the art council. How long
Well, that's
did it
good,
take us to fill it up at the art council? It took like 6 months to build the art council.
Maybe we need an editor to write an editorial statement, get more people involved.
There's a quarterly newsletter coming out. Maybe I'll put a piece in there about getting involved in your city, and there are some vacancies coming up, and there's some issues about those vacancies, and
People complain, but
Yeah, but as long as we're putting advertisements in the paper, I would think that would show the state that we were trying to
Right.
yeah,
get,
that's recruitment.
as recruitment, that we're not just sitting here. That's what, that's.
And then they change their mind by 2012, who knows?
Right.
Right.
Which are the worries, I think.
Okay, I think are you on the agreement that we should do some advertising in some method?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll draft something that we might use for the future.
Okay.
And would that advertising indicate, that we need men or women
Right.
in those?
I wouldn't say an advertisement, more of an article or,
And just tell about
Yeah.
the new requirements and the fact that,
Now, of course, all of these positions will go vacant as of beginning of January, so one of the things I guess I would ask is if you want to apply it to the current list of appointments,
gotta do it now.
I would have to act immediately to be able to do that.
act immediately.
Yeah, act immediately.
So I'll try to get something prepared by Thursday for the paper. And,
Okay? And move on to item number